I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part of a series where I'm going to introduce you to some of my most special secrets that I use when I'm looking at a chart using Vedic astrology. So today I want to talk about the aspects of Rahu and Ketu. And traditionally, many people use the aspects of Rahu and Ketu. But there is another school of thought that do not use the aspects of Rahu and Ketu. And the aspects that I'm referring to is the trinal aspect, which is 5 and 9 from their placements. I'm going to go into detail with this. But there's others that believe Rahu casts an aspect, but Ketu does not. I'm under the school of thought, or my experience has been that the aspect of 5 and 9 of both Rahu and Ketu definitely work. This has been incredible to use these aspects. So when I'm talking about aspects, remember these are the placements of where the planets are relative to one another. So simply put, to figure out the aspects of Rahu or Ketu from what I am teaching you today, you would simply either you can go forward or backwards in terms of counting from where they are in a chart. So if you're looking at Rahu, count 5 signs from Rahu or 9 signs from Rahu. Those 2 signs and any planets in those signs are aspected by Rahu. So in other words, when you start the count, start with the house and sign that Rahu is in, first of all, as number 1. And then you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That placement is where Rahu or Ketu will be aspecting. And continue counting 9 placements forward. That is the other point that Rahu or Ketu aspects. But if you go backwards 5 placements or 9 placements, you will arrive in the same places that either one, Rahu or Ketu, will aspect. So just, in my opinion, just count forward, just to let off the confusion. Always count forward in the zodiac, 5 placements and 9 placements from where Rahu is, as well as where Ketu is. And if there are planets in those positions that they aspect, 5 placements or 9 placements from where Rahu and Ketu are, then Rahu, or if it's Ketu, is aspecting that planet. Now, orb is important. Notice the orb. In other words, in Vedic astrology, we look at the whole signs as aspecting one another. So Rahu will aspect 5 placements or 9 placements where it is that entire sign, regardless of what degree it is, according to Vedic astrology. But I find the orb really counts. And what I mean is, let's say you have Rahu at 5 degrees of Aries, and you have Rahu there, and you have the moon at 6 degrees of Leo. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Rahu is aspecting the sign of Leo. Also, if you count 9 placements away, it will be aspecting the sign, the house of Sagittarius. But going back to the moon and Rahu, that orb is very tight. It's within 1 degree. And the closer the orb, the more intense. And I find that if it were Ketu as well, if Ketu were 5 degrees of Aries and the moon was 6 degrees or 5 degrees of Leo, that's a really tight orb. So in either or, Rahu or Ketu would be aspecting the moon, but the tighter the orb, the more intense. And the way that I read it is exactly like a conjunction. So if there is a tight orb between Rahu or Ketu and a planet that they aspect by their 5 and 9 aspect, and the orb is tight, notice they will be conjunct in the Navamsha. And that's powerful. And you would read it exactly like a conjunction. So if Rahu is aspecting that moon and the orb is within a degree or two, in the 5th house, let's just say it's from the 1st to the 5th, and let's just say it is the moon, it would be like the person has Ketu conjunct the moon in the 5th house if the moon is in the 5th. Let's say we have Rahu in the 1st house, and let's say it's 10 degrees, but you have the sun at 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So you have Rahu aspecting the sun by its 9th aspect, because we're looking at Rahu being in Aries and the sun being in Sagittarius, and that orb is tight. It would be exactly like Rahu conjunct the sun in the 10th house. The 9th house. And that would denote major issues with the father, because not only is the sun the father, but the 9th house represents the father. And it would read exactly like Rahu conjunct the sun. So let me just reiterate what this lesson is about. That Rahu and Ketu aspect by their 5 and 9 aspect, and the tighter the orb, the more it will be like a conjunction. Read it just like a conjunction, because remember, it will, if the tighter the orb, they will be conjunct in the Navamsha. If they are in what we call this a trinal aspect. A trine is 5-9. So this is just a little tidbit of information. It just scratches the surface. If you want to learn Vedic astrology, if this has piqued your interest, remember I have a university where I will go into all sorts of examples using everything that I talk about in this series of my secrets with Vedic astrology. So you can go to my university. It is University of Vedic Astrology.com, and if you would like to schedule a reading, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And to read my magazine, I also have a magazine, which is astrologicmagazine.com. Thank you.